Okay, let's talk about polymorphism. What that means practically is that you're gonna have a bunch of different classes. Some of them will inherit from primary class, and in all of them, let me repeat, in all of them you're gonna have method with the same name. Okay, same name, and they will do specific dedicated tasks, but still they will have same name. There will be some common thing, of course, common base, but still different tasks, generally speaking. Anyway, let's do this practically. So in a primary class, we are going to have publicly available method, and let's call it a same method or same name. It's up to you. Same method. Okay. So operation will be very simple stuff. Console dot write line, and we're going to print something easy to understand. So origin is a same method, and then it is from primary class, of course it is, but it will be used to do some simple, let's say, job. Okay, so same stuff down there. So I'm gonna grab this to save a little bit of time right here, but this method, this method will be same method, but it will be from secondary class, and job will be a little bit more complicated job. Of course, when we are talking about polymorphism, we are talking also about inheritance. So class secondary will be able to use this name as a common name for methods. So it will inherit in that sense from primary class. Okay? Now we are also going to construct tertiary. I think that's I said that nice in English, tertiary or something like that. Anyway, class let's say this class will also inherit from primary class. Okay, so both of these classes, secondary and tertiary, will inherit from same base class, right? And operation will be different. Okay, it will be extremely, let's say, complicated. Like here, we're gonna say the if it's all extremely difficult job, but from tertiary class. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole arrangement. So name of method is absolutely same, right? So how we are going to use this down there in a class program in a main method? Well, actually, we are going to create 3 individual objects. So let's roll with the code. From primary class, we are creating P1, so new primary, and this will be used to handle some very basic tasks like something basics or simple. Okay, now here's a funny part. We are also going to use, this is a comment, we are also going to use same class when we establish another object, which will be P2, but this time we will use secondary class. Okay, so we can do that in this case, secondary class. This will be used to handle something that is complicated job, because we do have that, let's say, instructions here. This is just a simple scenario, but obviously practically when you're working on real code, you want to have many operations, and those operations will be different than these in primary class. Okay, so another thing, again from primary as a base, we're going to construct P3 object. So new, but this time we are grabbing options from tertiary class or subclass, call it whatever you like. Basically it is inheriting from primary class, and this will be used to handle like the if salt jobs. So those objects are dedicated. So you're going to say, okay, no problem. All these things will be automatically recognized from here, what we need to use, what it will to use. So when we say p1 dot in a listing, we're gonna have same method. And that's kind of cool. Okay, so we do have 3 objects. Let's copy paste this 2 more times and let's change those objects. And you're gonna say, okay, so these things will be automatically recognized, right? Well, F5 and result will be same stuff, which is not good. So question is, did we type this code for nothing? Well, actually we need to add something to use these dedicated methods with the same names. So right here, this primary one, it will be actually virtual method. Okay, so here you're gonna say virtual, like a base. Is that enough? Well, actually no. For all these secondary and tertiary and other classes, you need to be very specific here. Between public and void, you're gonna say override, and also down there. So we are not using this on the left side of class. We are using that inside when we are creating method between public and void, between accessibility level and return type. So also here you want to say override, and only now this thing will be completely operational as a whole script program. So F5, and now we will have different results. So from primary class, P1 object, simple job. Okay, secondary class for P2, complicated job, and tertiary class is a base for P3. Same method will be used for some difficult job. So bottom line, whatever you create here, for a first one, for a base one, use virtual for a method, and for all others use override. And of course don't forget to use colon and then what is your base class. In this case it's primary. Now of course in your case names can be and probably will be practically different, but just don't forget to use this approach. Use virtual for a base one, and then for all other methods use override. Only when you're targeting methods. Don't use virtual or override on the left side of class names, right? So that's pretty much it. As always, thank you for watching and see you next one. Ciao.